trade, specifically in Africa. The continent as a whole trades much more with the outside world than with the countries within its borders. And that's a situation which experts warn is terrible for business. Statistics from the New York Forum on Africa indicate that intra-African trade accounts for just 13% of the continent's total. While in Gabon, CCTV's Peter Wakaba spoke to Stella Kilonzo, founder and chief executive of Astute Capital, an African investment and trade advisory firm. Their conversation started with a look at intra-African trade so far.
We are trading with non-African partners, in terms of just that difference. But within Africa, we are only at 13%, and that situation is very bleak. 2 years ago, we were at 10%, so it's great we've increased by 3%, but 3% is still not good enough. Central Africa has done very well with that. We have seen a bit of movement in that area, and some parts of also West Africa. There have been increased trade amongst each other, but we could do better.
Why is it so difficult to do trade in Africa, Africans trading with Africa, intra-Africa trade? Why is that so difficult? Because
of the barriers that we have created. What you call the non-tariff barriers are very high. There's a question of sovereignty. Sovereignty is the one that actually surmounts everything else. When you look even in our financial markets, the whole idea of sovereignty, everyone wants to have a stock exchange, everyone wants to have their own. So the whole idea is really for us at this present time to change our mindset. Starting with the leadership all the way to ourselves. Yes. It's not even just the leaders, but it's us to change our mindset. That's the only thing that will change first. If we change the mindset, then we can say, how do we open Africa for business? Or how do we open our own countries for business with each other? So more engagement, but other than just talk, each one has to deal with their own national law. And you don't want to be seen to break the law if you're an officer. For example, at the tax authority, you don't want to break the law. Yes. So even if there's been a resolution that has been made at the regional level, at the end of the day, you still have to deal with this national law, which says you have to tax goods from this country, or you have to charge a visa fee from someone who's coming from Africa. So that's when these resolutions are made at the regional level, or at maybe the heads of states level, then they have to be cascaded to the national level so that it actually impacts on the national laws.
The key thing about Central and West Africa is that they've sort of moved along on the road to integration. For example, the Central African states, they have the CFA, a common currency, and there's so many other things that others have been trying. If you take ECOWAS, they've even had a bank set up, which is now EcoBank. Does this prove that moving along on the road towards further integration actually does make doing business easier, and that there are benefits to that?
These are fine examples of where the mindsets have met and said, let's do business together. And so you have that, and then what they further did at the ECOWAS level is they actually imposed a tax on goods that are coming to that region, which was so great because that tax was not used for paying salaries, but it was actually used to strengthen the regional body that would actually facilitate these transactions to go on. So I would say that the regional currency is a good thing, and I know that even East African is looking at having a common East African monetary union, and also there are steps towards having an integrated RTGS.
So basically a means of settlement for financial transactions.
Yes, so these are the steps that are being undertaken, and they are going to be the ones that will help in terms of also increasing trade, because there may not necessarily be a common currency immediately, but just having that settlement being undertaken as a region is a big step for us.